Child of God, how are you today? You know what? Something just came in my mind that I should actually share my current journey and how far I've come. And this is for record purposes. But if this message inspires you, well and good, because you know what? That's what I'm here in this world for. And so when I say I am doing this for record purposes, it's just for me. One day I will look back and look at the messages I used to inspire people with, and that time I will be where God is taking me. And so this message will be a confirmation of what I've been talking about. Okay, so allow me to record this. Also, for someone out there, I will not restrict. For someone out there who will be inspired by this message. Now, 4 years ago, that was 2019, I tendered in my resignation. Okay, I tendered in my resignation from a HR position as a result of God asking me to come out and for Him to prepare me. Well, I knew God had called me. He communicated this in 2017. And I carried that vision with me all along. I didn't know how to start it. I didn't know how God was going to start and envision this. But at the end of 2018, I remember it was in December, I was at the countryside, and I remember it was on 31st, okay, the eve, okay, and I was just watching the crossover Keshas, and especially the one for Emmy Kosgei that she does every 31st in Eldoret. And I heard clearly God tell me, now I want you to write everything I've been telling you, write it down, because I am about to start fulfilling each and everything I have told you. So I went ahead and wrote it down, and I just left it at that. I wrote it down on my notepad on my phone, and I left it at that. But I didn't know what was next. If you have walked with God, you walk with God obediently. You never walk with God while you are seeing exactly what He's doing and where He's taking you. A lot of times, you just walk by faith, okay? And it will never make sense. It will not, child of God. And after that, I just left it at that, and I came back to Nairobi, went back to work as usual, and my life continued on. But then things started happening at the workplace, okay? And it was unbearable. And I want to believe that this was a setup by God to just make me take that leap of faith. Had He come in a soft way, most likely I will still be in employment. But He never came in a soft way. It was crazy. I had worked in the corporate world. I had been harassed by bosses. But this time round, I couldn't stand it. This boss was just beyond me. It was beyond me, I tell you. And no one understands how I could have left such a good career, such a good job, okay? No one ever understands that. They all think I am crazy. So, things started happening, okay? I was being set up for failure by my boss. She was doing the most absurd things to me. And at some point, I remember one day I woke up and I reported to work at 10 a.m. Reason being, that day I woke up and my heart was heavy. My mind was heavy. I was just walking like a zombie because I was going through so much pain at workplace. I couldn't imagine facing that boss each and every day. And I remember I was around Chiromo driving to work because my workplace is at Westlands. And I remember hearing so clearly, God told me, go and take leave. I didn't have leave days. I told God, oh my God, I don't have leave days. God told me, reminded me a time a while back. I was going through so much pain at workplace, and he told me also to take month away. And by the time I came back, he actually ensured the boss was sacked. So when I came back, I found a better working place. So God reminded me that time, and he told me, go ahead and take leave. If you do not have leave, take unpaid leave. You won't believe how excited I was that day. From Chiromo to wherever, to Schoolland where I was working, it was the shortest distance ever. Because you know what? Unlike other days, I was marching into the office with a made-up mind of something that I was going to do. At least a relief from what I was going through. So I just walked in, sat in my machine, and wrote an email to my boss asking and requesting for the unpaid leave. And that's how it went. And she was able to approve my leave within a week, and I left. Okay? Leaving, I knew very well I had to do a serious soul searching, and I had to listen to God, to what he was telling me, to what he was asking me to do. By the end of that 1 month, I went back to the workplace, knowing very well I was not going to continue working. I had to quit employment. I had a son. I'm a single mother. I didn't know how I was going to survive, but I trusted God. So my journey has been like that, child of God. And when you hear me coming here and telling you that you need to trust in God, please trust him. Because I tell you, until you reach the edge and fall off and God catches you, you will never see or realize the power that it is in trusting in God. I fell off and he held me. He has been holding me for 4 years now until this time. And when I tell you that I have not been knowing where he's leading me, have not been knowing where he's taking me, but he has always assured me to trust in him, to look up to him, not to trust anything that I see, but to trust in him. And finally, as I speak right now, God is finally making things clear for me. He is finally giving me a space, a place where I can serve his purposes on earth. And I'm excited because you know what? After all that pain, after all the things people have said to me, people have said to me absurd things. And you won't believe it that these things have been said by the closest people. My family members, okay? My friends, all those people, they have said absurd things about me. But you know what? God taught me that all those people are distractors, okay? And he taught me to focus on him, to focus on the goal, okay? And I have remained focused. And until this point, I even left my degrees and forgot about my degrees and my certificates, everything. I left them. And seeking first the kingdom of God, child of God, has brought me here. It has brought me here, child of God. And I want to let you know that God will never waste any experience in your life. At the moment, he has asked me to be that life and career coach. Would I have been or managed to be that career coach if I had not learned to trust him? Would I have been that life coach if I had not learned to trust him? So all these things, he has worked for the good of me because he loves me so much. And now things are finally being pieced together and everything is making sense. And I know that one day I shall still testify of where God has taken me. I love you all. I hope this encourages you, and this should be a sign for you that you need to trust in God.